Welcome back, guys. This week we're exploring an area not too far from Alice Springs. Firstly, we're going to soak up some history here, and then we're going to move that little gear stick into low range. Now that I've got your attention, let's get going to Rubies Gap. Nestled in the East McDonald Ranges, the 47 kilometres into Rubies Gap track is definitely four-wheel drive only. Access is via Araltunga Historical Reserve, only 150 kilometres east of Alice Springs. Stunning scenery, towering cliff faces, waterholes and four-wheel driving, my type of destination. Heading in from the north, we have come via the Bins track that passes through this area. Before heading off towards Rubies Gap, a stop in at the Araltunga Historical Reserve is a must to grab an understanding on the history tied up in this area.
Yeah.
Born out of a gold rush in 1887, Araltunga was officially Central Australia's first town and once supported up to 300 people. Many fortune hunters came here on foot to find gold. If time permits, there is a plethora of self-guided walks to the ruins that still remain, including the Golden Chance Mine, the Government Works, the Great Western Mine and Finke Gorge Mine, to name just a few of the relics. It is essential to have a high clearance four-wheel drive if you choose to head out to Rubies Gap from this point on. It's going over a really rough section at the moment, and it makes me think, how would you go pushing your wheelbarrow over this kind of terrain? And that's exactly what the early miners did. Some of them travelled up to 600 kilometres with a timber wheelbarrow-like contraption in front of them, carrying all their provisions, their food and their clothing. It's absolutely unbelievable that they did that, but that's what you got to do when you wanted to hit it rich in the gold fields out here.
So we're just on the track into Rubies Gap now. We haven't reached the four-wheel drive section yet. We're just coming through the mountain ranges and the views are absolutely spectacular. It's insane. Just coming around the rock sides of the rock hills, the winding road down through, and you've got all these ranges running either side, which is really cool. I can't wait to get into Rubies Gap. I think it's going to be amazing.
What do you think of the track so far, Jim Bob?
Yeah, it's starting to get a bit rocky and creek beddy, a little bit of articulation. I'm getting excited, so they weren't lying about the four-wheel drive bit. I'm just going into a creek bed now.
Yeah, by my calculations, we've got about 9 k's to go before we hit that campsite.
Just watch, there's a rutted out, eroded bit on the left-hand side of the track ahead, mate. Yeah, okay, 9 k's left.
Yeah, the last 5 is supposed to be the hardest, and the Hale River, they say, is quite soft in sections, so that should be a bit of a challenge.
Cool, and it's two-way, I believe, so we better watch out for people coming the other way as well.
Yeah, too right, Jim Bob. It's a narrow track and you just got to keep your eyes peeled for traffic because it is a popular tourist spot. This track is definitely four-wheel drive only, and in this riverbed you can get sections where it's wet underneath. There's underground water here and it can get a bit boggy like wet sand, so just keep your eyes out for any dark patches. We're just crossing through now. It does look quite deep, the sand, but so far so good. I can see Jim Bob on the other side. That's what I'm aiming for. This is where your suspension comes into play. Enough momentum, but Don't let those bouncers overtake you and do damage to your vehicle. Nice and steady.
Just going through another one of the creek beds on the way to Rubies Gap. We're literally driving through the creek to Rubies Gap. It's all that coarse river sand. It's not the softest we've ever had. It's still pretty grippy. We're having to drive over it, no worries at all. Very bouncy though. I don't know what the reason's for that. I think a bit of traffic over it. We got the red coming off the cliffs as we go through. It's really picturesque. As we're driving through the centre of the creek, we've got big red cliffs either side. Looks amazing. And then we're heading right up to the end. We've got a bit of a grassy hill towards the end there, so we'll see what we've got in store. It's quite nice. We've got the gum trees flying on the riverbank as well at the base of the red cliffs. Absolutely beautiful.
Keep the right amount of revs up so I don't rock around too much with the vehicle and the camper trailer. Work very hard to get my vehicle where it is. I don't want to be too harsh on it. It's going to last a long time. It's going to keep the right momentum. It's beautiful. How good's this, Jim Bob, driving up the riverbed?
Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it? It's nice and flat. You can see where all the water's made the erosion through the creek bed. Nice just to burn along the side without sinking.
And it's just glistening in the sun, that sand. Gonna have another crack at that little spot there, Jim Bob.
Okay, no worries. I was gonna say I'll come back and give you a tow if you want.
Yeah, I'll just back, see how I go, but I might need you yet. Alright, I'm gonna let some air out of my tyres and see if that helps me get up this little pinch here.
Tell you what, Pan, with these speedy tyre deflators, it takes no time at all to let the tyres down, does
They're
it?
quick, aren't they?
They're
Especially
awesome.
when you've got a mate to help.
Can't believe what I've done until now. So, let's give it a hit now.
Yeah, lower tyre pressures, I reckon I should be able to
Make a world of a difference, I reckon.
get up there, yep. Because it gets better where you are.
Yeah, it's
just
fine
this
up
short
on the
little
top.
bit.
It's just this little pinch just out of the creek here.
Okay,
I try getting going in first.
did you?
Oh, yeah, on this really soft stuff.
Yep.
Just to stop the wheels from digging straight away. Give it a go, see whatever you think.
Alright,
Let's see how she goes.
there we go. That's the gear. Lower tyre pressures. Yeehaw, Jim Bob.
Woo! You made it. Well done, buddy.
Few revs, low gear, second, dumped it, tyre pressures, all come together.
You did very well, mate. You did very well. That's pretty soft sand, having to climb up out of that bank.
This track is definitely four-wheel drive only. You're able to camp anywhere from the park entrance right out to Ruby Gap, so you've got 5 kilometres to find a campsite in. There's no facilities out here, so you need to be self-sufficient. Make sure you've got enough water, camping equipment, and you've got to collect your firewood before you enter the park as well, so just keep that in mind when you come here yourself. This might be the end of the road, folks.
Well, what do you reckon? I reckon that's a top spot to set up camp for the night.
You're allowed to camp anywhere along the riverbank.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we've got one little creek crossing to do
One small challenge.
before we can get our reward of the campsite. Look at those red cliffs surrounding. I couldn't imagine a better thing to wake up to.
I know.
Well, it's pretty good anyway. Need to come through this riverbank. I'll guide you through this rocky section, eh?
I appreciate that, thanks mate. This is camp tonight. We've got a nice flat area here where we can all fit on. Jimmy's just about to come across. Check out those lights, they're working fantastic. What's going on here, Jimbo? You're bogging down a bit here.
No, I brought the kitchen down to penny level.
Did you just?
So you can cook me dinner.
Dinner, you reckon?
Yeah, what's on the menu?
Well, it's actually lamb madras, better rice, and then I've got a garlic naan in there too.
Lamb madras, that's pretty fancy for a camping dinner. How do you do it?
Well, actually, it's a bit of a trick. I buy it from shop.
All right, well I don't mind. I'm not going to knock back a free dinner. Sounds great.
We'll get this fire started.
Sounds good. Well, we brought some timber in, so let's get it off the truck and get that fire going.
Get onto it.
So good. You never know we were camping.
I know.
It's beautiful.
Come on, Jimmy, let's get going.
Let's check out this Fox's Grave, eh?
Yeah, beautiful day for a walk.
It is indeed.
Got your walking legs on?
I do. I'm keen for a bit of a bushwalk. Tell you what, a Fox's Grave looks as good as the rest of Rubies Gap. We're in for a treat.
I know. It should be good. Look at this, Jimbo.
What do you got?
I have some little red gems.
Okay.
Garnets.
Garnets.
Yes.
So that would look like the rubies.
That they originally thought this place was full of. Yeah.
Okay. You can understand why they thought they had struck gold. Look how many of them there are.
I know, imagine rocking up here, first one's here, and seeing all this red through the riverbank.
Yep, they would have thought they had it made.
Yeah, disappointing. Get walking, we've got a bit of a way to go.
We still have a trek ahead of us. Okay, let's go. Oh wow, that looks awesome. Oh, see that? Fish jumping.
Definitely need good walking shoes and a degree of fitness to do this walk.
Nice little beach up there. I think we found it up here, Penny.
Those mountains look like the pictures, didn't it?
Yep. Got the one over to the right here that looks like, well, as I described it, the eye tooth.
Yeah, not too far with that description. It's pretty on the money.
Yeah.
Oh wow, look at this.
That's awesome. I thought I could see something from the base of the creek just there.
Oh my goodness.
Here we go.
What a unique headstone.
That's really well done, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Some work's gone into that.
So what happened with this guy, JP Fox, came here for the rush on the rubies, and when they realised that they were garnets, he was destitute. He'd done all his money coming here and took his life, and his mates buried him up here these beautiful views.
He must have been devastated, eh? To take his life.
Imagine that.
So was that, say, age 55 years?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Poor fella.
Yeah.
Being rough going in his country and then to find out it's not what you think it is.
It was nice of his friends to pay a tribute to his life.
Just the walk in alone, like even if you don't get to see this, the walk's amazing.
It was awesome, yeah. And I'm looking forward to a swim on the way out, I think.
Yeah, we'll take a couple of pickies and then go for a dip. The history in this area is intense. Back in 1886, explorer David Lindsay came to the Hale River looking for water, and as he did so, he looked down and saw these glistening red stones. He thought, yes, rubies. He told his friends, word spread, and heaps of miners came up from the south, hoping to win big. But once they actually arrived, turns out that they're garnets with no commercial value whatsoever. Now for some, this was too much to bear. Like JP Fox, he just couldn't handle it. Knowing this, the miners spread out, and as they did, you're not going to believe this, they found gold nearby at Aratunga. They hit it big time there. It's worth the drive in here, all the artefacts as you come in at the beginning of the track, wind down here, and if you're willing to do a moderate paced bushwalk, you can experience this for yourself. Hang around guys, after the break we're heading west to see what else the McDonald Rangers has in store for us. To the west of Alice Springs, the 340 million year old McDonald Ranges stretch out towards the border. Said to be the oldest in the world, the Finke River drains this ancient landscape, and it's our next destination. Doing some mustering up there, Jim Bob.
Yeah, the cows just don't want to get off the road. There we go, off they go. Yeah, Jimmy the musterer.
Yeah, all clear for you now, Panzo. It's safe for you to come through.
Thanks, mate. You're a man of many talents.
I always wanted to do mustering.
In air conditioning as well.
Good air conditioning indeed. What other way?
Sitting on your canvas seat covers.
Yeah, it's pretty tough up here, I tell you.
These seat covers are actually dustproof and waterproof. They're fantastic if you're travelling. They keep your seats in really good nick. It's worth investing in a set.
Righto, let's continue on to Finke River.
Yeah, there's supposed to be some really scenic spots coming up. The remoteness of this track and the infrequent traffic that it sees means that it's essential to travel with another vehicle, just in case you become broken down or stranded. Now, it may look like a shortcut on the map, but it is no shortcut to Kings Canyon. And it's advisable not to tow a camper trailer through this area. Make sure you do your planning and your prep work. We're about to prep the cars for the conditions of the road ahead. I'm going to give Jimmy a hand to let those tyres down. Is this boggy waterhole, Jim Bob?
So much water here, this looks awesome. It's nice and green.
Great spot for a swim, I reckon.
This would be a perfect spot for a swim and a camp. Look at the big backdrop of the red rocks.
I think this is us for tonight, eh?
Tell you what, mate, I would not be angry at that idea.
Just behind me, about a kilometre and on the other side of the river, is actually some ruins of a police station. It was established in 1889. It's a really sad story attached to these ruins though. The constable in charge, he was actually prosecuted for the murder of a couple of the local people here. So a sad story, but today it's a beautiful place to camp. so I'm going to pop open the camper, start the campfire and get cooking.
I do like the gum tree. Some nice healthy gums this close to the water.
So Jimmy, this is a little exciting for first up in the morning. What are we, 200 metres from camp?
Yeah, Penzo, just coming to that soft section and there's a guy here with a Mitsubishi Triton. He's definitely bogged. I'm just going to go up and see if I can help him out.
Okay, sweetheart, I'll come up and see if you need any help.
Hey mate.
Hey.
How you going?
Hey.
You look like you're a little bit stuck there.
Yep, right so.
It's treacherous, this sand, isn't it? Sorry, my name's Jimmy.
Hey, Don. Go,
Don,
Jimmy. Here you go.
Nice to meet you, mate.
You too.
First of all, have you let your tyres down at all?
No, I haven't, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I drop a bit of air out of it for
Yeah,
you?
go for it, please.
See, you've pushed a bit of sand up here.
Yeah.
We'll pull that sand away a little bit.
Okay.
Then we'll let your tyres down, and then I'll hook a snatching strap up to you,
Okay.
and then we'll get you rolling.
All right, Jimmy.
All right, cool.
Cheers.
Since this coarse river sand is so easy to bog in, Jimmy opted to utilise both the treads and a snatch for this recovery.
Yeah, just yell at me to stop when you feel like when you're up on the top. I'll just pull you down here somewhere, eh? All righto, mate. Okay. Well, I'm ready to go in 1, 2, 3. There you go, mate. You're rolling.
No worries, thank you.
No worries at all, mate.
Okay, so we just got Don out of the sand there. He's from Alice, just test driving a car. I'm a little unstuck there. I'm just going to go through the soft sand myself now. Jimmy said it's quite soft, so get it up to speed. Slow down for these damn bumps. So annoying. Here we go. And Jimmy said to keep going because it's continually soft. This is right here where Don was stuck, poor fella. He was pretty pleased to see us. Here we go, Jimmy's in sight now, nearly there. Made it, woohoo!
How good's that, mate?
I know, that was flaming awesome.
Softer and longer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and I watched you go, but I didn't really see what track you're on.
Yeah.
So I was on the lower track, and I'm like, holy crap, Jimmy's up in that second one, so I'm like making a beeline, and it's going down, down, down.
No, you have to be careful,
Yeah.
because it was really deep. You see
Yeah.
those big, deep,
Yes.
boggy holes in the
I
sand?
know. Yep.
I thought, oh man, if you picked the wrong line, you'd lose a whole car in there.
Well, I went from one track to another one, like
Oh.
made my own line halfway through. So.
Oh wow,
But yeah, good
Cool.
stuff.
nailed it.
To recap on our journey, Jim Bob, wasn't Rubies Gap gorgeous?
It was amazing, and the trek down to find Fox's grave was well worth the effort.
Well, the highlight for me was swimming in that gorge. It was refreshing. We had that all to ourselves. And then moving into Finke Gorge where the four-wheel driving kicked it up a notch.
But yeah, we had to be mindful of that soft river sand.
Show it some respect, that's for sure. Tune in next week, guys, to the top of Down Under as we continue travelling west.